Hey everybody, this is Paul Colligan, and what we have here is the new media content creation model 2.0. I'm calling this alpha mode right now because I want your dialogue, I want your thoughts on this, and I think it's going to be really important for all of us to examine what is happening here. So, covered in this video. What I'm going to hit today is Model 1.0, what the 1.0 model was in the new media content creation model. I've chatted about that before. I think if you go into Google for that term, my YouTube video pops up number 1. We'll hit Model 1. I'll hit what's changed in the industry, what's changed in my mind accordingly. Then I'm going to offer Model 2. I'm going to call this an alpha mode because, well, gosh darn it, I want your comments. I'm going to make some offering on how you can change, maybe things you want to do in your business to embrace the new media content creation model, and then I'm going to give you some opportunities to comment accordingly. Hope that works out for you. Okay, Model 1.0. We are in a Web 2.0 world. There are some people who still live in Web 1.0, but the fact of the matter is we are in a 2.0 world, and I want to talk about the difference between the two. It's not bad, good, it's just sort of a natural evolution that I want to examine. In Model 1.0, in Web 1.0, that was on the internet when we were on our terms, our website, our domain name, our email newsletter list, that kind of thing. And that worked great. A lot of money to be made in it. You know, Amazon's done really, really well in Web 1.0. Not a bad thing. Web 2.0 is us on the internet on the terms of our customer. However, our customer wants to grab this stuff is how we have to give it to them. I give this stat a lot, but I think it's important. For out of every 9 people who read paulcolligan.com content, for every 9 people who read paulcolligan.com content, 8 people don't read it at paulcolligan.com. They read it in their feed readers, they read it in their home pages, they read it by email, they read it, on their phones, through some app, that kind of stuff. 8 out of 9 people don't read the content. I give it to them on their terms. That is Web 2.0. Now, the Web 2.0 realities dictated a creation model that was really a 2-step process. Step 1, you got to create live. And I'm doing that right now. As I was about to record this, I said, I'm just going to open up Ustream, and I'm going to let people watch this thing get recorded live. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so you create live. Why? Well, because meeting people on their terms, some people love live. Some people love the live event. Some people really enjoy the opportunities in front of them. So embrace it. Create live. Then you distribute your content on the terms of the customer. However the customer grabs the stuff, you let them. Some love to attend live, some can't attend live, some don't want to attend live. So you give it to them however they want to embrace it. Now, nothing wrong with Model 1.0, but some things have changed that I think are really important, and I want to chat about that here. Okay, what has changed? It's not just video on the net. It's not just that we can put video on a web page that has changed things. What has changed things is this cultural, societal, physical, YouTube is everywhere. There's no better way to describe it. I mean, YouTube is all over the desktop. People are watching movies and content all the time on the desktop. YouTube is everywhere there. The whole Susan Boyle thing, from Britain's Got Talent a couple of months back, my father-in-law called my wife and said, look up Susan Boyle on the YouTube on your computer. The desktop penetration is undeniable. If you look at the numbers, they have just an amazing percentage of internet video. But they're not just on the desktop. They're on the phone. There are more portable phones in this world than there are computers. Now, all the phones are not at this point connected to the internet, but that's coming very, very quickly. And if you look at the default video for phones, on the Apple iPhone, there is a YouTube app. There is a YouTube app. And Google Phone, which is a competitor to the iPhone, also has a YouTube app. And the Nokia phones have YouTube opportunities. And YouTube is doing quite well on the phone space. So they're not just on the computer, they're when you're moving around. And they're not just on the computer when you're moving around, they're also on the television. I can only think of one single internet-connected box that doesn't have a YouTube option. And that, kind of funny, is the Xbox. But the PS3 has it. The Apple TV has it, the Wii has it, the View Now boxes, the Popcorn Hour boxes, all the different, and a lot of your internet-connected television sets as well, all have a YouTube option. So YouTube is everywhere. They're on the computer, they're on the phone, they're on the television. Wow, that's a nice market, okay? And now it's not just YouTube doing this, it's just they're the 800-pound gorilla. So this is not a YouTube issue. This is an issue that YouTube has made video go everywhere, all right? So what has changed part 2? It is easier to distribute video than it is anything else. And if I did this as a teleseminar, there are only a few sites out there that would take my audio content. But by producing video content, there are dozens and dozens of video websites that would gladly take my content. So I can send my content there. It's easier to distribute it. Those numbers that I talked about in the last slide, I'm going to reach more people with video than anything else because I'm going to reach them on the television set. You know, nobody's going to read my blog on the television set. Let's face it. Very few people are going to read my blog on the telephone, although more will. I'm going to reach more people with video than anything else. We got to forget coolness. This is a numbers game. This isn't about, it's so great that we can do video on our computer. This is about video reaches more people and is easier to distribute than anything else. Well, Paul, what if a YouTube killer comes up? Doesn't matter. If a YouTube killer comes up, it's going to have to do better on the desktop, better on the phone, and better on the television set. Great. If they do that, I'm into it. Okay, now you know I've got my whole YouTube secret weapon program. I'm really excited about this channel and this opportunity. But let's go back to my 2.0 model, and this should actually say alpha on it because that's how I'm treating this. What you want to do now is instead of creating content live, I want you to create video live. Right now as I record this, hopefully if the tech's all working well, this is broadcasting live on Ustream as well. And you create it live. Why? Because in a Web 2.0 world, some people want live. Some people want that interaction. Some people want that excitement. So you create it live, and then you take the recording and you distribute that video on the terms of the customer. And that video might include an audio option, might include a text option. I mean, think about it. For those of you watching the video right now, this will work just as audio. This will work as a text piece, but it's a video first because that's what's going to reach the most amount of people. So that's my idea. What does that mean to you, the content creator? Well, number one is you're going to have to get comfortable creating a video, even if it's just screencasting. I am using a Mac. I am using a under $100, slideshow program. It's called Keynote. It's cheap. It's fabulous. It's got these cool effects that you're seeing. I'm using ScreenFlow to record it. That is also under $100. If you want to go on the PC side of the world, you can pick up Microsoft PowerPoint for a couple $100, Camtasia for a couple $100. At this point, you might want to think about a Mac, but that's not important. Anyway, you want to get comfortable creating a video, even if it's just screencasting. You want to realize that this is how people consume stuff, so you've got to create accordingly. You need to get a YouTube account. Even if it's just for the social aspects of it, even if you're not going to put video up at YouTube yet, comment on people's videos, subscribe to people's video, that kind of stuff. Get used to that world because that world's really important. I want you from now on to start your content creation process with video and maybe even live video like I'm doing right now. And then I want you to embrace the opportunities because they are plentiful. You can get your content a whole heck of a lot of places. Okay, I need your comments on this one. I am doing this live, and for those who caught it on Ustream Live, great. I'm not recording the Ustream version of this because I'm putting this up at YouTube. And it's at budurl.com/NMCCM for New Media Content Creation Model. So if you are watching this on somebody else's website, thank you for whoever embedded it, and I'm thrilled that you embedded it, and thank you so much. But please click on through to budurl.com/NMCCM and comment accordingly. What do you think? Am I nuts? Is this asking too much? Does this make sense to you? Should I change anything? What should I change? I do consider this alpha. In the programming world, alpha is where, you've got it, it's running, but you're still willing to make changes. And that's kind of where I'm at. Beta is where you're not really so willing to make changes as much as you got to fix what's in there already. I'm at the point right now, June 2009, where I would love your thoughts. So please go out to YouTube and please comment accordingly. That might be the time for you to get your YouTube account. That might be the time for even you to get a YouTube page where you talk about this, maybe favorite it, something like that. Place this up at YouTube. I place this up at YouTube. Continue the dialogue. Make your comments there. I don't expect you to bookmark this and come back to YouTube on a regular basis. I would love it if you would, obviously, but I'm on Twitter at Colligan. You can see that right there. If you want to talk about the new media content creation model, let's use the hashtag NMCCM. If you're a Twitter user, that makes sense. Great. If that doesn't make sense, not a big deal. I'm, following my blog or whatever. When I update this concept, when I go with this concept, I'll put a YouTube annotation on this video. So at the beginning of this video on YouTube, I'll do that thing that allows me to say, we've updated it, we've put it elsewhere, that kind of thing. I'll do that. And that'll lead you to the next video, maybe Alpha 1, Alpha 2, maybe Beta, who knows. I'll also tweet this at Twitter. If you want to follow me, great. If you just want to follow the hashtag, doesn't matter. And I'll definitely put something in a blog post as well. I need your comments on this one. I think this is incredibly important. I think it's the next step for content creation people, specifically those who weren't creating in video first, obviously. But I think this is where we're going. I would love your comments. Thank you so much. Bye.